So we're in the Washburn Valley. This is the little river Washburn, which comes from 3 big reservoirs further upstream. So we're just north of Otley. Been this morning, Sunday morning, got our free Waitrose coffees, and then just came and sat on the road further up there with a view, and then just got out the car, have a little bit of a walk here, have a look at it. There's apparently some fish ponds and things down here, but I don't know if we can see them. Let's have a little walk and see what we can see. There's a path which goes up on the left here, which takes you up to the first reservoir, Lindley Wood Reservoir. But I don't know about going right. We might just try going right and see what happens going down this way. I haven't walked down here before. These buildings, I think, are fish ponds. There's like water circulating out of them. The fish farm. A little footpath here, look. Let's go down here. That's this big. This is like a little offshoot coming off the river higher up, or the reservoir higher up, and then it flows through, I think, and it feeds some like a fish farm, but I don't know if it's still operational because the river itself is down lower down, the valley is down there. So we'll see. Yeah, so there's water sort of flowing into these behind here. There's like sheds with fish and things. There's like another shed there. This is just like a little supply stream they've created. You can see all the inlets here, look. All these pipes that feed in. At this point there's a big offtake of water coming down. In fact, it ends just here, it seems like it's blocked up there, and then all the water's coming into these circular, you see like water flowing out the pipes and stuff down there, these circular features. But I don't know if really it's properly operational, because it's empty. They all seem empty. I don't know whether it's just like running but not actually got fish. I don't know. Yeah, so that's all the rest of the flow there. You can hear all the water feeding each one of those ponds, but yeah, sort of hidden behind the trees, isn't it? Cut all these down here, all up here. Yeah, I mean that one's full of water. Can't see if there's any fish in it. It's quite a big site, quite long. Yeah, we'll have a little look here. So we've come past the fish ponds area now, and then the river is flowing down there, so the overflow must flow into the river there. So that's the Washburn. And then that flows into the River Wharf just past a place called Pool, which is just down past Otley. There's a little pond here, look, as well. It's like flow coming out of there. There's a big pipe pipe there with all the flow coming out there, look. The bells. Fallen tree there, look at that. And so normally, you know, it'd be like muddy and things, but because it's been so dry for the past couple of months, it's easy to walk along here. Yeah. Yeah, well, why don't we go on? Yeah, so this is just the outflow from that mill stream, which now feeds the sort of fish ponds and things. This is the outflow from it going along here. The main river channel is actually in there. So obviously you have cows and things in here sometimes. You can see when it's muddy, it all gets churned up here, but it's so dry. It's rock solid at the minute. I'm just going to rejoin hopefully the little road here and walk back along that. There's never any cars go along it, it's just very, very quiet. And back round to the car. So I'm just back on this little lane. Which just takes us back round the loop back to where we left the car, and there's not many cars ever go up this road, so yeah, that looks like barley or something, that one. I'll have to have a look. A few little cows here, I think. Well, I don't know if they're kind of just calves really, they're quite small. In fact, there might be a set of males, are they? Are they male? A lot cooler today. It's about 8-9 degrees at the minute. Look at these things, yeah. We're just sort of standing around these little trucks. I think there might have been there's pellets in there.
That's a nice.
All gone now. So this is where we walked before, was down this valley here. Very curious, aren't they? This little final stretch of this road where it goes back down to the valley bottom where we left the car and started that walk past the sort of fish ponds area, which is just sort of down there, hidden down there. So the other public footpath, so we went to the one that kind of went this way. There's another one that follows the stream up and it takes you to Lindleywood Reservoir, and then you can walk along the reservoir and out to another road. So you basically follow the whole length of the reservoir if you follow the sort of public footpath that goes up here, and that's all sort of basically tree, like a sort of woodland which goes along the side of the reservoir there, so you're walking through woodland all the way along. There's obviously some hikers who've met up here. Look, they've all got their gear, tents and everything. Just be going to follow that along. Back marked here, that's a little mill stream, or feeding those fish ponds there, raised up, comes from the reservoir, and then this is the actual Washburn. Here, the bridge covers them both across this valley. You have to release a certain amount of water from the reservoirs. You can't just catch all the water in the reservoirs and not let it flow down the river for the ecology and things. So even though there's very, very low flow feeding the reservoirs at the minute, and they're quite low, you still have to let a certain amount out. So we just parked on this little bit here. I just did a bit of research about that fish farm, and it is a working fish farm. It's not defunct. And what they do is they have trout for the table, but they also have other fish for like restocking and that, of like maybe angling sites and things like that, or maybe when a stream gets polluted and they restock it a bit and things like that. So they've got the rainbow and bound trout, and then coarse fish. So it tells you got like carp, green tench, roach, rudd, bream, goldfish even. And so that's some of the shots. That was, we could see some of this just like peeping through the trees and things like that, but that's the sort of the different photographs of it. So those are those round ponds where the water was feeding through from the sort of goit, the little channel at the top and everything, and then them sort of sheds and things. Yeah, the little channels they've got there. So yeah, so it is a working thing. Farnley Fish Farm it's called. There we go.